Hi there. Okay, so I've been playing with some inks and making some smushy backgrounds. So I had a thought about, rather than just sticking them in a pile somewhere that I'll forget about and probably never use, I thought I'd have a go, or not have a go, but I thought I'd do something with them. And what I decided to do with them was make some laminated envelopes to hold ephemera or bits and pieces, die cuts, things like that in. I've already been making some, which I've done with these, and I've popped a popper on them and sealed them up, and I've got some bits and pieces in there. So that's try to keep it so it's not shiny. Yeah, so that was using glossy or gloss laminating sheets, and this one is using matte laminated sheets. And this was actually, I think this was 300 GSM card, and this was watercolour card or maybe mixed media card. So they're quite thick and bulky. So this is thinner card, and it's a bit bright, so let's see if we can just turn the brightness down a little bit. And I think this one was with smooshing some Versa Magic inks, the Dewdrop Versa Magic inks. This is, if I just, Aegean Blue, Aquatic Splash, and Petty Petunia, quite pastel-y colours, so they're not very bright. And I just used, you've probably seen Natalie, is it, of NB Cards make these smooshers, and I've just used a bit of kitchen roll with some cotton wool stuffed in it and made a couple of sizes, and I've just smooshed the ink onto the card. And I think this was actually 160 GSM cheap card from Sainsbury's or Tesco's, I think. This is 120 GSM copier, sort of a better quality copier paper, and this was using the Cosmic Shimmer Colour Cloud inks, which first time I used them, so I was having a play and seeing how well they smooched, and they don't they're quite fun to play with, but they're quite pale again, even though the colours are a little darker than they appear on this. You can't really see them that well. And then these were also, that was paper. These are also colour blending inks, which were Decadent Teal, I think, and Cheek Moss. Oh, sorry, those, if you want to know, what do we use? Plum Cobbler and Lilac Whisper, I think they were. And yeah, and these were quite bright, and I was quite impressed with the brightness of these colours. So yeah, so what I thought I'd do is I've cut them to 8 1/4, and I'm going to use the envelope punch board. I've already, obviously, I'm not going to show you the smooshing because I'm sure people can smoosh. But yeah, I've cut them to size of 8 1/4, and then I'm just going to score them first without folding. I'm going to score them into four ready to be made into 4x6 cards, envelopes, and which is paper size 8 1/4 square, and then score line is 3 3/8. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to fold them once I've scored them straight away, because I'm going to laminate them, and I'm going to use just the starter pack that came with the laminator ages ago when I bought it, and I just chucked it in the drawer and used my other the matte laminating sheets. So today we're going to use glossy ones, just because this was just playing around, and I just want to test the thicknesses of the card and paper in laminating pouches, because as I say, the card, the mixed media card and the 300 GSM card made the envelopes quite bulky, so I'm testing to see if these lighter weight cardstock and the paper makes them less bulky. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I am going to put a popper on them with the little gadget I've got. So we'll do all that and then I'll come back. So there we go. Okay, so I finished them, and yeah, I think it is a lot. It makes them a little less bulky to use than a card. However, obviously, to combat or you know, on the flip side of that, if you want to do too much water, use sort of more water-based mediums, then the card is going to wrinkle up a bit, but the laminating does squash it down a bit. I think the poppers maybe are a part of what makes it a bit too bulky, so I might try it with Velcro little Velcro circles that I've got. However, whether they will remain stuck to the laminated pouch, we'll have to see, but I might try that, just see if they're a little less bulky. But yeah, I think these are are quite useful to store little embellishments and die cuts in, so, and labels and things, and sentiments. So there's something to do when with backgrounds and things when I've been playing around and testing out new inks or things, and yeah, so I'm quite happy with those. So thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.